Now I'm going to create a grungy montage on the back of my DVD cover. I'm going to start off by creating a new layer group that I'm going to call montage by double clicking on its name. And what I'm going to do now is, with this group selected, making sure of course that it's inside the back cover group that I created earlier, I'm going to create a new blank layer. Now, what I'm going to do to create this montage is use a clipping mask, but I'm going to create the area that the montage is going to be inside by using a brush. So I'm going to press B on my keyboard to grab the brush tool, and I'm going to go up to the options bar here, and with my default brushes, I'm going to select this particular brush right here called Chalk 60 Pixels. And what I'm going to do is play around with some of the settings that this has in the brush palette. So I'm going to go to Window and Brushes, and under here you'll notice that I've just selected the default Chalk 60 Pixels brush. I'm going to go down to Shape Dynamics and once again crank up the size jitter here so I get a bit of variation in size. I could probably play around with the minimum diameter a bit too if I wanted to, and I'm going to crank the angle jitter right up. The other thing that I'm going to do is have a bit of scattering here, just like that. Maybe, yeah, we'll set it to 225, and the count I'll set to 1. I'm going to close this palette now, and what I'm going to do on this new layer that I've created is start painting. It doesn't particularly matter what color this is clipping mask, and what I want to do is create a sort of rough clipping mask area. Whoa, I'm going to just I'll come back to that with the eraser in a minute. Make a rough clipping mask area that I can put a montage of images in. And so I'm just going to paint all over the place here. And this is probably an opportune time to talk about the eraser tool. I kind of want to fill in most of this area, but I still want a few patches there. There we go. I'll just add a little bit there. One of the things I love about these random brush settings is the sort of unexpected effects that you can get. I'm just going to grab the eraser tool up here, hold down the square brackets to increase its size, and just erase that. And what I'm going to do is, that's looking reasonably good. I've got a nice area there that I can put some images in. Again, it doesn't matter what color it is at this stage. And to get my first image, what I'm going to do is go up to File and Open. And I'm going to just select an image that I can use as part of this montage. And let's just have a look through some of the pictures that we've got here. What I might actually do, I know that I have in this collection of stock images some pictures of a forest. There it is. I'm going to open that and drop that image into my document just by dragging it and dropping it like that. Now clearly that's way too big, so I'm going to hit Command T, move the object around and make it a little bit smaller, quite a bit smaller, like that. And I'm going to position it over the area that we just drew. Now moving my cursor over into the layers palette, I'm going to move it between these two layers, the grungy mask that I drew and this image. Hold down the Option key, Alt key on a PC, and click. And what that's done is basically masked that to this object. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to go and add some more images to this and use layer masks to achieve a sort of a blended effect. So I'm going to go to File once again and Open, and this time I'm going to grab one of the images from my fictional horror film. Let's have a look at what we've got. We might start off with these vampire teeth here. Once again, I'm going to open this, drag it into my DVD cover, and I'm actually just going to close these images as I go. Once again, I'm going to transform this just by holding down Command T. And I'm going to position this over to the left of this area that I've created. I've resized it now. I'm going to hit Enter and move my cursor back over to the Layers palette here and hold down the Option key, and I can add that to the clipping mask. Now, the part that I want is obviously the teeth there, which is looking kind of cool, and I'm just going to feather out the image by adding a layer mask to this layer. So with this layer selected, I'm going to go to Layer, Layer Mask, and I'm going to select Reveal All. I'm going to select the gradient tool, but before I do that, I'm going to return my foreground and background colors to the default. And when I grab the gradient tool, I'm just going to make sure that I have that default pattern foreground to background selected. And what I'm going to do is draw horizontally from the edge of this picture in, like that. I might actually try that again. That's sort of looking how I want it, but I'm actually going to resize the image and make it a little bit smaller, just so it fits a bit more nicely. So what I've done there is just dropped this image in. I've applied a layer mask and put a gradient on that mask so it sort of fades out. Next up, what I'm going to do is go to the File menu and Open, and I'm going to grab another picture. The only thing that I'm going to do slightly differently here is, I'll grab this image. The only thing that I'm going to do slightly differently here, after I drag this and drop it into my document, and close this window, and resize it, is I'm going to fade the image out on both sides using a layer mask, just to blend it in with the rest of my montage. Going over to my Layers palette here, I'm going to move the cursor between this layer and the layer I just created, hold down the Option key and click. Once again, to add a layer mask to this, I'm going to go to Layer, Layer Mask, Reveal All, because I really like to be able to see what I'm doing. Now, the trick to this, if I'm going to create multiple gradients here, the thing I need to do is change the blending mode of this gradient to darken. Now, if I draw from left to right here, I'll get a gradient sort of fading that out. If I draw from left to right on the other side, I'll get another gradient. So if I grab the Move tool by pressing V, I can sort of move these together and hopefully they'll kind of blend in. I'm going to continue this until I've filled this area with images.